Good morning, Chachalona Hotia Dididen. It's Alita Sauve here on behalf of Native Child and Family Services of Toronto, sending out a greeting for Wisdom Wednesday to the Toronto urban Indigenous community, as well as anyone else who might be streaming in from anywhere in the world, I guess. So, good morning to you all. It's a beautiful day, nice and warm where I am, and very happy to be with you again this morning. So, without further ado, I'm going to offer some words of gratitude this morning and then get right into our sharing of thoughts and Indigenous perspectives on things. So, here we go and say Chachalona Hotia Adigadenatia Zemi Takalma Ushe Saskia Ushe Nehio Ushe. Good morning to you, great power up above. It's that little bird come to talk to you again from the Tahltan Nehio Nation Crow Clan, giving the deepest of gratitude for our life today. And also a greeting and a gratitude to our grandfather, the sun, and the fire of life that is our grandfather, the sun, and the fire of life that burns in us, and the fire of life that burns inside of our mother, the earth. We're grateful this morning to you, grandfather, for all that you do for us. We also want to extend our greeting and gratitude to Grandmother Moon and say thank you for governing the waters of the earth. Thank you for watching over us throughout the night. We're very grateful for the waters in our body. We're grateful for the waters in our mother's body, on top of her body and hanging around her body. We send a beautiful, loving greeting to you this morning, Grandmother. We also, at this time, we want to acknowledge all of the four winds and ask that the four winds carry up our words of gratitude to all of creation this morning. We are grateful for the breath in our bodies. We're grateful for all the ways in which you work with creation. And we also want to send out our greetings and gratitude to our Mother, the Earth. Thank you for sustaining and nurturing us each and every day, for providing a beautiful view for us every morning. We're grateful for that. We're grateful for all of the relations that we share your body with. We're grateful for all of the food medicines, the medicines we use in ceremony, and the medicines that we use to keep our bodies in balance. We're grateful for all of these beautiful gifts, Mother, and we also want to extend our greeting and gratitude to all our relations that live upon your body. We send a greeting and gratitude to the ones that crawl on the earth and under the earth, the ones that live in the waters or near the waters, the ones that have wings, the ones that walk on four legs, and the ones that walk on two legs. We extend our greetings to the rock people who hold our history and language, and to the standing ones, those trees that make oxygen for us. We're deeply grateful for all of these relations that we have and all that they do since the beginning of time. Thank you. We extend our greetings also to the star nations, our brothers and sisters, the stars. And thank you for lighting up the night sky for us and looking after us. We also extend our greeting and gratitude to the four sacred thunderbirds and to the northern lights, our ancestors. We send out our greeting and gratitude to our ancestors. And I acknowledge the ancestors of this land that I sit upon this morning. I ask you to hear our deepest gratitude for all your sacrifices that you have made for us and all the ways that you prayed and did ceremony and prepared things for us so that we might have the life that we have today. Thank you for that. We also at this time want to extend our greeting and gratitude for all of the old ones who still walk amongst us, who take care of ceremonies, who get up in the morning and pray for us every morning and pray for us every night. We're grateful to you, and we wish you comfort and support and loving environments. We also extend our greeting and gratitude to all the youth and ask you, Creator, to watch over them, to guide and protect them wherever they go upon this Mother Earth. And most of all, we want to give thanks for our children. We want to acknowledge those ones that are being born in this moment in time and those that are getting ready to be born. And we ask you again, Creator, to help us guide guide our minds and hearts so that we might nurture and guide and protect each and every one of our children in a good way. All these things we say to you in a good, kind, and gentle way. And we also want to think about and remember all of those ones that uh, are homeless, those ones that have no food to eat, or maybe they don't have any clean water, those ones that live in fear and violence, the ones that struggle with mental health issues, the ones that are in hospitals or in convalescent homes, who are struggling with some form of illness in their bodies, mind, emotions, and spirit. We ask you also to clear the way and make a way for those ones that are incarcerated, either in physical prisons or prisons of the mind, emotions and body and spirit. We ask you, Great Mystery, to look after them. We especially ask you to look after the children of the world who are living in fear and violence, places of war. And we ask for peace upon our Mother, the Earth. All these things we say to you in a good, kind, and gentle way. And if we missed out on anything, if we forgot anything, I ask you to look in the minds and hearts of all the listeners and viewers and say, made it show, made it show, made it show, made it show. Big thank you, all my relations. So again, good morning to you all. It's really good to be here with you again. For those of you who might not know me, my name is Alita Sauve, and I come from the Tahltan Nation through my mother, and through my father, I come from the Treaty 6 area, Red Pheasant Nahio country, and I am from the Crow clan. This morning, I'd like to share with you another perspective, if you will, or another understanding of the seven grandfather teachings, which come from the Anishinaabe people here in these territories. And I want to share with you some of the understandings that the grandmothers and grandfathers who loved me enough to share with me while they walked upon this earth, what they had to say about these seven grandfather teachings. One of the things I heard was that these seven grandfather teachings are not only guides and values of how to live one's life, but they represent the steps that it takes to be what's called a spiritual warrior. And if you've not heard that term before, spiritual warrior is not someone who fights another living being, but someone who protects those lives. And how they do that is by leading a life that is exemplary of the seven grandfather teachings. And so one of those grandfather teachings is the teaching of respect. And that teaching really is talking about how first we nurture ourselves, how we take care of ourselves, how we show love and care and nurturance for our own self first. And then from that will be born a way of moving through life, actions that will be of example to our children. Because really a spiritual warrior is really all about nurturing, caring for, and protecting children, our children of our communities. That's really what a spiritual warrior is meant to do. And as you know, children watch everything that we say and do. And so these values become very important to put into action in our walk of life every day, as much as possible, as much as we are humanly capable of. Remembering that because we are human beings, we have flaws, right? Nobody's perfect, but we can work at it. And one of those ones is, as I mentioned, demonstrating that value and belief of respect, which leads us to be loving. And that's another one of the grandfather teachings is love. It's love is in order to love, we have to admit to ourselves, that we make mistakes and that we learn from those mistakes, and that we are kind and not judgmental towards ourselves when we make those mistakes. Rather, we act to correct them. We also demonstrate love by claiming nothing for ourselves, right? And making sacrifices for our children and for community. And also, we understand that it's important for us to act in a way that serves the common good of the whole family, the community, the nation, and then ultimately the world. These are really uh, strong values, and they're difficult to be excellent at. But that's part of being a human being. And I wanted to mention that, like we need to understand that there is nothing that we human beings can do perfectly. If we're perfect, then we wouldn't be here. I mean, we're here to learn. That's part of the journey of being a human being, a spiritual being in a human form. We always remember in our practice of love to put ourselves secondary when it comes to the needs of community and children. It doesn't mean we forget about ourselves. It just means that we put ourselves secondary under certain circumstances. And so I just wanted to share that much too. And also the seven grandfather teaching of humility comes into play. And all of these teachings, they support each other. They're interconnected, interwoven. You can't really have one without the other. And so one of those values is the value of humility. When we're humble, we understand that we are not better than anything else on this planet, on this Mother Earth, and that our job is, through action of humility, is to encourage the children and encourage our other community members, and understanding that the honor of one is the honor of all. The strength of one is the strength of all. Likewise, the dishonor of one is the dishonor of others. And we have to really watch ourselves and be humble and understand that we are only a small part of creation. We're like a grain of sand on the beach, each of us. And if we can walk through life to the best of our ability, demonstrating that, then we will be practicing humility. And from these understandings or these actions that we put into place in our lives and try to demonstrate to the best of our ability, what will come from that is wisdom, a wisdom about what it means to be a human being, what it means to be a spiritual being walking in a human form. And it takes a lot of bravery to do that, right? It takes a lot of bravery to demonstrate and put into action these values. And it takes a lot of bravery to be a spiritual being in a human form, walking in this world and walking in this journey called life. We have to be courageous, and we have to continue on our directed path despite any criticism or scrutiny that we might receive. And we will receive that. And we need to receive it in a way that is kind and loving, and not take it to heart, right? We don't necessarily need to show bravado. That's not what bravery is. Bravery really is about looking at ourselves, facing ourselves, looking at those things inside of ourselves that might be getting in the way of being the best that we can be, right? So, and that takes courage. That takes courage to do that. And it also requires honesty, which is another one of the grandfather teachings. We have to be honest first and foremost with ourselves. And we have to carry ourselves with a high level of integrity, and not only through our actions, but through our words, how we speak, how we share with each other. And we need to do this no matter how small of an action it is. We need to remember to do that, right? To be transparent And in the process, we need to, take care of our children, take care of our old ones in a way that is uh, direct, clear, transparent, and honest, right? And that shows respect and love, right? When we do that. So it's really important that we also remember that all of these values that I've been talking about that support what it means to be a spiritual warrior walking in this world is that all of these, if we do all of these, then we're going to understand something. And that something is called truth. And that too is one of the seven grandfather teachings and values. And one of those things that we have to clearly understand is that uh, all life is born through the water, and women are water carriers. And so, one of the first members of our community that we need to look to are the feminine, the women of the community, because it is them who have the potential of co-creating life, and they are the ones that know what will be best for the children, for the babies, the children and the youth, and in collaboration with the men, right? But it's important to begin one's truthful way of walking and respect the feminine, which means we need to respect the earth and everything upon it. So these are just some of the sharings and musings that I wanted to share with you, values and teachings that were given to me in such a loving way. And I just wanted to share that again with you today. Just a different way of exploring the seven grandfather teachings. I truly hope that the rest of your day is successful and smooth, that you have a beautiful time, that you discover something marvelous and beautiful about yourself, and that you continue to nurture yourself. So have a beautiful, beautiful